This is jumping to conclusions. So, what is the problem? The problem is that there are no public policies pertaining to bridge jumping in Madison County. Bridge jumping is a fun, popular recreational activity that many of the county's citizens participate in. But many of them are unaware that a public policy does not exist or are under the impression that it is illegal. It is absolutely necessary to regulate bridge jumping because it is a dangerous activity that can lead to injury or even death.
We decided to kind of meet in the middle. It consists of legalizing bridge jumping, but then also adding restrictions. Obviously, the advantages are people still get to bridge jump, friends and family still get to do it. We know that happiness in family life is most likely to be achieved and founded upon. Well, there's a couple other things there, but wholesome recreational activity. And yeah, so people still get to do it. And then also it would please the officers that always have to enforce it. And then disadvantages, as Mrs. Wolf can attest to, stuff happens, that's life. So one of the main advantages to the third solution is that it will protect the county from legal liability. And then, like we said, there are risks for injuries, but then also a disadvantage would be probably more law enforcement when it comes to bridge jumping.
So, after much analyzation, we have decided that making bridge jumping legal with restrictions would be the best solution. So, as Jared said previously in our presentation, people will still go jumping either if it's legal or illegal. There's no way to really restrict that right now because people are already jumping even though they believe it's illegal. And so this is a good compromise to make citizens and the county happy because citizens can still jump and be able to have that fun, family, wholesome recreational activity, but also we can make it so that the county won't be held liable for any injuries. So we will have a public policy with a permit and issued by the city and a waiver that outlines the hazards. So here is just an outline of the waiver that we have. It's under the public policy tab in the binder if you want to take a look at it. It's the last page under there, or maybe okay. But it's just an outline of the waiver. And it warns that the city can't be held liable for any of the injuries that could happen while going bridge jumping, and they cannot have any lawsuits if you decide that you want to jump. It is basically jumping at your own risk. And so it also outlines possible risks if you decide to jump, like slips and falls, hypothermia, shock or stress, and etc., many others. And the waiver warns that you need to expect these sort of injuries, that something like that could happen, like Mrs. Wolf, she broke her tailbone, so anything like that could happen, there's no limit. And it also has some suggestions for safety, like jumping in groups in case of head injuries. So if you are jumping by yourself and you happen to get a concussion, that's probably not good because you might drown. Don't jump if you have asthma, epilepsy, cardiorespiratory issues, or ligament issues. That could prevent you from swimming. That's not good if you can't swim because you've got bad ligaments or something. Another warning is that the city, it'll have another warning that the city can't be held responsible for any of the injuries that you may acquire. And then if you are 18 or over, you can sign at the bottom. You can sign for yourself. But if you are under 18, you need to have a co-sign by the parent. And then here's just a really rough draft of what the permit would look like. It will be issued by the county or the city, and they will receive it when they sign the warrant, or the waiver, not warrant. And they will take this with them bridge jumping. And it can be issued anytime in the summer. It will probably start in May, but it'll end September of the years will be adjusted accordingly, but it will end September 1st of whatever year it may be. And so they can go as many times as they would like, but if law enforcement catches someone jumping without a permit, then they will be issued a warning. This will prevent, again, any liability to the county in case somebody comes up with the excuse that I didn't know I was supposed to have a permit. And so if they get that warning, then they will then have the opportunity to go and get their permit and sign that waiver. And if they're caught a second time without a permit, then they will be issued a $250 fine, because we want to make sure that they know the hazards and risks that they will be taking if they go jump. And then lastly, if they decide that they want to jump again without a permit, then they will be issued a misdemeanor. And I don't think we want to be going around with a misdemeanor on our public records because of bridge jumping. So, but Jada will continue with our action plan.
All right, so because the city of Rexburg already has laws regarding bridge jumping, it is illegal to jump in the city of Rexburg. But the only really bridge in the city of Rexburg is the one over by the old Walmart, and if I were you, I would not jump off that bridge. So we're more concerned with the county, and so in order to be able to pass the ordinance in the county, we have to first introduce the policy to a county commissioner or anyone in the county administration, and then they would then take it to a meeting to discuss. So they would discuss the policy, and there would be possible readings and public hearings, and then the county administration would then vote on the policy. And so what we can do as a project citizen is we can first introduce the policy to the county, and then we could gather public support, and then we could testify and present to the county administration if needed, and we could show them the binder and all the facts and sources that we already have. And so another group that we need to get support from would be the Sheriff's Administration, because they would be the ones actually enforcing the law, because the county is under their jurisdiction. And we would help them realize that this new policy would make it so much easier to enforce the law, because right now all they can do really is ask them to simply leave, because it's not really written in the book, so you can't do anything about it. But now it would be illegal if you didn't have a permit, so they would be able to clearly say, you need to go get a permit or you can't jump. So if the new policy was passed, it would be really easy to spread the word, because if you guys follow the sheriff's Facebook page, they'll be able to post it on their Facebook page, or you can post it in any county offices in Rexburg. So it would be really clear, unlike the policy that it is now. The expenditures for it, all the county would have to pay for is to produce the waivers, and the waivers could either be electronically or located in the city offices. And it would come from the road and bridges budget, which for this year alone was over $3.5 million. And you wouldn't have to pay the Sheriff's Administration to enforce it, because they're already getting